Okay, we are back. Oh, my legs is hairy. Okay, we are back. It is 8:11. That's that. Yeah, that's how you. Anyways, 8:11. Um, we are back talking, yapping again. Um, I think this one's gonna be a little bit short. But the message for today is the message for me, the message for you is don't stop. Um I feel like if you're doing something, you should put your all into it. Um be consistent with whatever you're doing. Whether you're making videos, whether you're streaming music, because photography, art, you also could be a self-taught person and be like, man, this is trash. Like, that's just the beginning. As you do something, you progress. So you and if you stop doing something, like if you're self-taught at something and you stop doing it, you won't live to see that progress, if that makes sense. Like, you stopped, like, say you start doing art, but you're teaching yourself. Like, you there's some people, it feels like, have like art skills, and then there's some people who like taught themselves. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. And say you started doing art, and within a month you stopped. You didn't let that talent grow or progress. You just gave up. And I feel like that's one thing you shouldn't do. I feel like even with a job, well, depending on how toxic the job is, I'll say. Because I feel like you should, in everything you do, you should find like something you love about it, or something that keeps you going in that. Like, for a job, you might use, like, say you're a streamer, right? And you have a job. You might be like, okay, I'm going to work every day to make money, and then when I save up enough money, I'm gonna get me a streaming setup, and that's my reason for working. And then once I get that streaming setup, I'm gonna start streaming. Maybe I'll gain a couple of followers in X amount of time, and then I can stop doing this job. And you may not love that job, but that job is maybe paying the bills. For it could be paying the bills for a short amount of time until you can get into the market that you want to get in. But not just the job, whatever talent you have or whatever is going on in life. Sometimes in relationships, sometimes it takes, not everything's going to be perfect. Not everybody is perfect. So sometimes it takes you being consistent with people. And I think that's most people's problems nowadays. You don't want to be consistent. Nobody has the patience or anything like that to be consistent. Now, with everything, there should be a medium. Like, you should know when something should be given up and when something should be worked for. Write that down. Sometimes it's time to give a job up, or a person up, or a friend up, or whatever. Sometimes it's time to give your family up. That's not the case for everybody, but that is the case for some people. Sometimes it's time to give a car up. Sometimes it's time. But you also should know when something should be, like, when you should persevere in something. And I guess that's something hard to tell, but you gotta have the mindset, or like the know-how to tell, okay, that's not going anywhere, or that's not working out, or I see something with this person or at this job, and I feel like I can get to X, Y, and Z if I stay doing this or if I stay here. So yeah, don't give up. Most importantly, don't let nobody get you out of what you're doing, and don't let them make you give up, because you could be around people. Say you at your job and them people annoy you till all hell breaks loose. Like they just annoy you and you ready to go off. Sometimes it's okay to just. One time I remember complaining to somebody about my job, because they used to work the same job as me, and I was just telling them about it. And older guy, and he told me, because I said, oh, I don't want them to think I'm soft, or I'm like I don't want them to take my kindness for weakness, because I mean, I can go off on y'all, but he told me, you're not soft, but you don't have to display to them that, oh, I'm a tough guy. Like, you don't have to go off on people. Just kindly let people know, like, hey, I didn't like this, or this how I felt about this, or you could have talked to me about this. And you don't have to go off on people. But when it comes to like you doing something, don't let people tell you, oh, that's weird. Why are you doing that? Like, don't let nobody and what they got going on get you out of what you're doing and your purpose. It's very important to be secure in what you're doing and feel comfortable with who you are and what your purpose is. I could go on and on about this all day, but I feel like that's enough. So that's 7 minutes. Stay positive. Don't let your head get you out of what you're doing, because your mind could work on you all day and then you could just be tired. Sometimes it's okay to take a mental break from what you're doing, but don't stop. Keep going. And that's all I got to say.